What's up? It's Marty 1983 and you are in the Nerd Nest. Happy Halloween, everyone! I hope everyone is having a spooktacular day. I said I'd have one more video made today, before today anyway, but I kept my promise. It's up now, and it's time for a new edition of the Top 10. Well, technically, this video should be called the Top 13 because we're going to be discussing 13 items instead of the usual 10. Well, as you can see by my t-shirt, I got skeletal Bart Simpson, and Halloween and The Simpsons go hand in hand. In fact, since 1990, Halloween has meant scary episodes of America's beloved yellow-skinned nuclear family. Ever since then, the Treehouse of Horror has become an annual tradition. This past October saw the premiere of the 36th Halloween special. Well, I managed to narrow down my favorite segments, and this video is the top 13 Simpsons Treehouse of Horror segments. It was not easy choosing just 13 of them from over 100, but I did my best. Now keep in mind, these are just individual segments, not full episodes. Also, I want to point out that if you haven't seen a lot of these, you might not want to watch this video because there are a lot of spoilers. So with that in mind, let's get started. Number 13. Oh, the Places You'll Go! From Treehouse of Horror 24. A great tribute to Dr. Seuss, done only the way The Simpsons can. Not to mention a shot at Mike Myers' crappy 2002 live-action remake.
I'm frightened of nothing, not even hellfires. Just don't let me ever be played by Mike Myers.
Number 12. The Raven, from Treehouse of Horror 1. The last segment from the first Treehouse of Horror that retells Edgar Allan Poe's classic 1845 poem, with Bart as the Raven, of course, Homer as the Man, and James Earl Jones narrating, it still holds up 35 years later. Number 11. Time and Punishment, from Treehouse of Horror 5. Forget the TARDIS, the DeLorean, and Bill and Ted's phone booth. The best time machine is a toaster. Of course, Homer created a perfect timeline, but if he had just waited a few more seconds, he would have been perfectly happy. Oh well. Number 10. Frankenstein, from Treehouse of Horror 14. Comedy legend Jerry Lewis, whose character in the original 1963 version of The Nutty Professor inspired Professor Frink, plays his father and becomes a monster in more ways than one. It's a great segment featuring a comedy legend. Number 9. Starship Poopers, from Treehouse of Horror 9. One of the many segments featuring Kang and Kodos. Kang is shown to be Maggie's baby daddy, and in the late 90s, there was only one way to resolve that: The Jerry Springer Show. And yes, the late Jerry Springer did guest star as himself, but even he couldn't solve their conflict.
And now he's dead.
Number 8. Dial Z for Zombies, from Treehouse of Horror 3. Bart tries to revive Lisa's dead cat, Snowball 1, but he ends up bringing the dead back to life, and everyone in Springfield becomes zombies. One of the incantations also has Bart saying the names of famous game show hosts.
Cullen, Rayburn, Nars, Trebek.
Also, who doesn't love Homer's response to killing Zombie Flanders?
He was a zombie?
Number 7. Homer Cubed, from Treehouse of Horror 6. Paying tribute to a Twilight Zone episode, Homer ends up stumbling into the third dimension, featuring then state-of-the-art 3D computer animation. The best part, of course, is when the dimension collapses on itself and Homer ends up in the scariest place of all, our world.
Ew, this is the worst place yet.
Number 6. The Shinning, from Treehouse of Horror 5. A tribute to Stephen King's classic novel and the 1980 film version, The Shinning, not The Shining.
Shh,
You want to get sued?
Has the Simpsons becoming the winter caretakers for Mr. Burns' lodge, only for Homer to be driven to insanity and murder after Mr. Burns takes away TV and beer from Homer. Of course, groundskeeper Willie inadvertently saves the day, although he does die at the end. It also features one of my favorite lines.
Urge to kill rising.
Number 5, Citizen Kang from Treehouse of Horror 7. The best segment featuring Kang and Kodos that also skewers American politics and our two-party system. Kang and Kodos try to interfere in the 1996 election, and only Homer can save us. God help us all. Well, long story short, he fails, and all of humanity is enslaved. But don't blame Homer, because...
I voted for Kodos.
Number 4, Clown Without Pity from Treehouse of Horror 3. One of the best segments from the early years that also pays tribute to another Twilight Zone episode. Homer buys a Krusty doll for Bart's birthday, but it ends up being evil and tries to kill Homer. My favorite lines include this one.
The doll's trying to kill me and the toaster's been laughing at me.
And the part where Marge calls the customer service hotline. Fun fact, you can now buy the actual Krusty doll. I don't know if there's a good or evil switch or not, but it doesn't come with a free Frogurt.
Ooh, that's bad.
Number 3, it's the Grand Pumpkin, Milhouse. In a parody that pays tribute to Peanuts, Bart's nerdy friend Milhouse, who fills in for Linus, believes in the Grand Pumpkin, who, unlike for Linus, ends up being real. But once he learns that humans eat pumpkins and pumpkin seeds...
You roast the unborn?
He goes on a rampage and starts eating humans. It's also revealed that all pumpkins are racists. Well, long story short, Tom Turkey saves the day until he learns about Thanksgiving. What's great about this segment is that it pays tribute to the art style of Peanuts and even features Vince Guaraldi's famous music. There's no saying good grief about this. Number 2, Death Tome from Treehouse of Horror 33. A send-up of the great anime Death Note with animation done by the same studio, no less. Lisa takes the place of Light Yagami and is given a mysterious notebook where anyone whose name is written in it will die. Lisa takes advantage of her newfound power and ends up killing Snake, Mr. Burns, and the board of directors of Mr. Burns' global warming company. And they all die in pretty humorous ways.
Really? A toilet gator?
I especially like how the Shinigami taking the place of Ryuk is called Steve Johnson.
Well, when I was born, eons ago, Steve was a very exotic name.
For someone who is both a fan of anime and a longtime fan of The Simpsons, it is literally a match made in nerd heaven. And number 1, The Devil and Homer Simpson from Treehouse of Horror 4. Homer sells his soul for a donut, and the devil, who is Ned Flanders, gives it to him. Of course, once Homer finishes the donut, Flanders comes to collect, but Lisa convinces him to hold a trial. Homer, of course, spends the day in hell, suffering all kinds of weird tortures. His lawyer, of course, ends up being Lionel Hutz. Oh god. Well, in the end, Marge saves Homer's soul, but Flanders gets his revenge on Homer by turning his head into a donut. I love this segment for several reasons. One is the idea that Homer would actually sell his soul for a donut, which he would. Plus, having Flanders as the devil is just ironically funny. And the donut head Homer at the end is one of my favorite jokes ever. You can even unlock that in the greatest Simpsons game of all time, Hit and Run. Fun fact, one of the writers of this episode was Conan O'Brien. That and the other reasons I stated make this my favorite Treehouse of Horror segment of all time. Anyway, those are my top 13 segments from the Treehouse of Horror series of The Simpsons. If there's any others that you think belong on the list or you think you like better, just put them down in the comments below. Don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe to my channel, follow me on Space Hey, you know the drill by now. Anyway, until next time, I'm Marty1983, and I'm logging out of the nerd nest. Happy Halloween, everybody! Ha ha ha!